Let's kick it off now and start to look at our goals. Right back from the beginning of the night where we had Sydney FC and Brisbane Roar.
And what an incredible start to the round that we have had. It's just been a goal fest, of course, beginning straight away with a 3-1 win here for Sydney FC. And this is a great start for Marco HD, who's about to play the next game as well. The man who going into this game will have a 100% record and, of course, a 2-goal lead on aggregate. So you would imagine that maybe he'll look to see that out, and you'd be shocked if he wouldn't at this point. But how about this? 2-1 lead, Adrian Mirjayevski and the gun show. Can we just show that as many times as possible? That was unbelievable. I don't know, I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing on my screens, man. Unbelievable. But yes, he was able to win that 1-3-1, Samir. Some of the goals right toward the end were a bit, I don't know, bouncing around quite a fair bit, but still. Your mate, though, Mitch Austin, unfortunately, in the next game, dropped this game 3-0. And I'll be honest, started this game, Mitch Austin, brilliantly. First 30 minutes was tremendous, and then Straw Hat Camels gets one brilliant attack in. That is a sensational cross at the back post to Ruud Gullit to tap it in as well. And then in the second, great little one too, Roberto Carlos with 3. And Mitch Austin took about 3 or so shots with himself that were all really troubling the keeper. But Tim David De Gea, I swear. Sometimes I'm, it was a rare occasion where I'm actually disappointed he's so good in this game. But unfortunately not to be for Mitch Austin. But again, into the next game, 4-2. Again, just incredible scorelines everywhere. David De Gea coming out, instead of just booting it clear, he just lets it drop. And then I believe Ronaldo, from still a tight angle, still a fair way out, and he had defenders closing in on him, does a very good job to be able to find it in there. An amazing ball roll from Suarez. The fake shot stops on a dime. The shot deflecting off of Desai. That's not the last goal that you'll see deflected and deceiving David De Gea either for the Wellington Phoenix, but he did take a 2-1 lead. He would soon then build on it. A brilliant ball roll by Ronaldo. We've seen some tremendous goals by R9 Ronaldo today, that's for sure, and it's definitely not the last either. But again, Newcastle, Bossy Hickory was really looking to get back into things here. Had a chance straight up the middle. Petratos, I thought he was going to shoot that. For the life of me, I thought we were going to see a goal with an A-League player, but instead did the right option, gave it off to Messi, and he finished nice and low into the bottom right-hand corner. Again, the fake shot stopping on a dime, just finding a way past the defenders, got a shot off, blocked again by Valencia, and again, a deflection which has deceived David De Gea. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the game of the season. 5-5, it has ended in a draw, but a 10-goal thriller. Look at this to start things off. Amazing counter-attack. You've got to keep in mind here that this is Oh Noah Goat versus, of course, Highfly. Highfly has had a bit of a struggling start to the beginning, and Oh Noah Goat a 100% record. So for him to take the lead like that was quite shocking. And then again, conceded one, Oh Noah Goat responding, and then only a few minutes later, it's 2-1 after the first 15 minutes or so, not even. And then Highfly would look to build on it as well. 3-1. That's only 20 minutes into the game at this point, and I'm literally going to run out of breath because we've still got like 6 minutes. We've still got 6 goals left to go. Again, you thought it was over. You thought that maybe the GOAT would come back into it. Henri gets off a shot, completing his hat-trick. He had a defender right on him, somehow fired a brilliant shot off. Ronaldo as well, though, into the or toward the end of the first half, was able to respond, pull it back to 2-4, and that sparked the comeback for the GOAT. And again, I say it all the time, we don't call him the GOAT for nothing. An amazing counter-attack, or an amazing comeback, shall we say, 3-4, which would have been capped off by this goal. A brilliant pass. All the defenders had just gone with Vieira. Left open a player there to cut it back to Patrick Vieira. Empty net, and he was super hyped about that one. I mean, it's one of the best comebacks that we've seen so far. He couldn't complete it and get all 3 points. He will get the draw, and to be fair, he came back from a 4-1 deficit, but just conceded only a couple of minutes later. It's quite similar to how he did it in the first half. Look at the shots as well that they were racking up, and then in the 90th minute, right before we go into stoppage time, Alexandro to make it 5-5. It was just by far the game of the season.
This was one of your favourite matches with your Adelaide team playing, but beautiful play that we saw here from Marcus, and this goal is an absolute cracker, an unbelievable turn and bottom net.
Fantastic stuff from Ronaldo, and of course this was one of my favourite games because of the elite players that were involved. Of course, Marcus Gomes and Footwiz Jamie, sensational. This goal, of course, coming from the fact that there was a little bit of collision with the referee, but Footwiz Jamie getting the goal that I feel like on the basis of play he probably deserved. That was definitely a game that both players definitely deserved to get something out of it, but both players are not happy with what they eventually did.
Yeah, Marco, a lovely free kick to start it off, and Messi outside the box, you can't give him that much time, and in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one here was an absolute cracker with some great turns and plays, and a bit fiddly, but still managed to get it away eventually there after a few shots.
Yeah, nice tiki-taka in and around the box. Old mate not happy with that, but it hit the back of the net.
There was definitely some chances that Brisbane had as well, and that one was another one there. And just De Gea just on flames there, blocking constantly.
Yeah, I have no idea how that did not go in, but that's De Gea, and that's why he's used in every single team this season.
That is correct. Another chance that we saw for Brisbane here as well. A beautiful cross to the back post, but just couldn't manage to get a player's head there on the end.
Yeah, we saw a similar goal like that earlier in the victory game. It worked off then, but not this one.
Not always the way. And that one, very near miss there, managing to just slide away from the goal, but would have been a beauty if it went in tonight.
So it begins off here with Mo on the attack straight from the get-go. 1 minute into it, off the post. That was the perfect start. Of course, Mo had a big deficit to overcome heading into this one, and he got things off on the right foot. Vieira, a lovely finish off the post, beating De Gea. Not too much team of the year David De Gea can do about that one. But then Gupta responding in the way he would have loved to. It's going to be saved there from De Gea. A bit of a shambles in the box. Ramos committing the foul, and that did lead to a penalty opportunity for the Mariners. Would have given Gupta a bit of an opportunity to extend his lead. Ronaldo running straight in, but ultimately the penalty is not powerful enough. Tried to put it bottom corner. It's saved from De Gea. Great read there from Mo, and things were going in Mo's favour up until here, the 34th minute. Ronaldo, Arnaud Ronaldo, finessing that one. Questionable goalkeeping from De Gea, but it was going to be 1-1 after that moment. Heading into the second half now, 5 minutes into it, Hullet is going to make it 2-1 in the leg, and that goal there really made things tough for Mo. He had to respond, and 3 minutes later, only 3 minutes later, Cristiano Ronaldo, that is incredible. We were sitting on the side and we just couldn't believe it when Mo scored that one. That made it 2-2. That made the tie itself alive. Gupta again responding really quickly, back and forth in the 50th minute passage. And then only 2 minutes after that one, Messi creating a lot of space for himself, and another lovely finesse goal into the top corner there from Mo. 3-3, and then he wins the tie at the death here. 87th minute, it goes through Lionel Messi finding the bottom left-hand corner. He wins the leg 4-3, but ultimately loses the entirety of the game against the Mariners.
That's right. And here we go, the first goal of the night that we saw in that match.
BL, some lovely 1-2 passing, and we've seen that a lot. The outside of the foot finish, very confident playing it across the face. An excellent start for BL, obviously freshest, knowing that things were looking comfortable. Never really pushed out defensively. You see there, the defenders really jockeying and standing off. And I think that was his downfall in the end. When it's so close on aggregate, you see the teammates loving it. He did pull this one back, we thought potentially offside, but Burns times his run perfectly. Freshest would have been feeling a lot more comfortable, but then BL really turned it on, plays that one into space. A lovely finish. We thought the chip may have been on, but the left foot
kept his composure and manages to tap it round wide of the keeper.
When that keeper rushes out, you see that animation, the arms go up, you know there's going to be space wide. BL stood up, and he was to stand up once more because he plays this lovely ball in with those defenders jumping off. You look at that, some teammates ecstatic, some not so much, but a thrilling game. We've all enjoyed it. BL standing up for the second time. And
Let's have a look at some of those outstanding goals that we just saw.
Yeah, the intent was clear early on, 2 minutes into it. Ronaldo getting the goal there, finding the back of the net, and we didn't really know what to make of this one. Cesc Arnaz has the reputation of being the second half king, and we thought maybe the king would come out again, as the Wanderers did double their advantage. Great play there. Ruud Gullit managing to find Bonavacia, who did find Ronaldo, and that man picks up his brace. 16 minutes into it. We can see some tense scenes in there. Highfly not too sure about what's going on with his teammate. And then this was a big moment in the game. The double save, David De Gea. He's made some amazing efforts today so far, and that just highlights it. And as we move into the second half, we were expecting Peter to come out strong, but it was our double using Ruud Gullit and making it 3-0 in this leg, and ultimately a big aggregate lead at this point. And Ruud Gullit to Ronaldo. Not sure what Cesc Arnaz was doing defensively there, but a beautiful ball across the face of the goals to Arnaud Ronaldo, who scored. He has been amazing today for our double. Going through again, Ronaldo, this man has dominated Cesc Arnaz. 67th minute, 5-0, and that did lead to a 10-5 aggregate demolition there for the Wanderers against Perth Glory.
That was enough.
Kept it at the draw, I think.
Well, mate, you've had an absolute cracking finish to that game. A sensational one at that. Thanks, mate, for having a good one. Cheers.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Let's recap the game now. It started off pretty well for Dream Shooter with him getting that first goal. Josh Ingwood had a great start to the game. Wasn't able to capitalise on it, though, and then Dream Shooter was able to pick up the first. Then made it 2-0 to put Adelaide United 3-1 up on aggregate. Foot was Jamie very happy about it at that point. And it was looking like maybe it was going to be an Adelaide United win, but then out of nowhere, Fornaroli with a big interception started the tag. tackle, and I think Dream Shooter just was pulling back with this defender there, not really putting pressure on the man that would eventually go to shoot and score and make it 2-1. And then pretty much very nice response, or near about too, with the chance here for Dream Shooter. Just his back turned to goal there. Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't able to contort his body and get a shot on target, and then a little bit of cheeky skills here from Cristiano Ronaldo, finds a brilliant ball into Ronaldinho, does eventually get a shot off. Marcus Gomes very happy about that one, tied it up. 3-3 on aggregate it was at that stage, but there still was a little bit of time left in the game with 15 minutes left to go. This was a brilliant move, like honestly, fantastic stuff. Starts with Ronaldinho, asks for the run straight up the middle into the box. A good little passing move again, and he found Ronaldo in acres of space, and he had a whole bunch of space to work with as well. The keeper was really dragged out as well, wasn't really in the best of placement. And then 90th minute, it's just whipped into the mixer, bouncing around everywhere. Ronaldinho gets a foot onto it, and in the last second of the game, how about his celebrations as well? I'm going to forgive him for the dab, considering how incredible a result that was. It's an amazing, we've been waiting all this time for the first draw in the E-League, and that's how we get it. In my opinion, I think that was probably well worth the wait.